inside of me, there was nothing I could conceive that you wouldn't do for me, that you wouldn't do for me. Lived inside of me, there was nothing I could conceive that you wouldn't do for me, that you wouldn't do for me. Lived inside of me, there was nothing I could conceive that you wouldn't do for me, 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 that you wouldn't do.
Love when that 808 drop in that beat. Bet you ain't used to that rider music, huh? That's
Of
rider
course I
music.
am. You
Nah.
got me used to that.
Okay.
I know all about it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So Midwest conversation, man. Den&Kim. Basically, we had a question tonight we want to discuss with everybody, and it was: you've been divorced, you're in a new relationship. Are you open to get married again? Me personally, I feel like since the first one didn't work, like it's the thought of being married is draining. And it's not to say that I found somebody that I love that I want to spend the rest of my life with. You know what I mean? That's shout out to you, babe.
Oh, thanks.
But just the thought of being married and it not working is like extra draining for me because as men, you know, once you get houses, once you get cars, once you in a marriage, it's a partnership, and when that partnership don't work, then you have to start over. And I'm at the age to where like I'm not really trying to start over again. This is it. Like we riding out, but just the thought of being married and it not working, that's draining to me, especially if it's already going good. It's like, why are we going to break that up? You know what I mean? But that's my short take on it, my beginning take on it. So how you feel about that, K-Dot?
Well, you said a key word right there, partnership.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're not married, it's still a partnership.
I
And
agree.
so like you said, well, not like you said, but thinking about marriage, as a Christian, yeah, that definitely is the right thing to do. And absolutely, for me, I absolutely think that I would want to get married again. Like, that's not a question for me. So maybe at first, when I first, was going through and I'm like, being single life is cool. Like, yeah, but
It was being a player.
I mean, I wouldn't say a player, but I was tied down for a while. So I was. But yeah, that stuff that's draining to me. So
Being single is draining.
I feel like it is.
Why you couldn't juggle all the niggas you had?
I wouldn't say I couldn't juggle. It's draining.
Oh, so you admitting you had
No,
niggas?
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say that, but it's draining. Like, you meeting people, you going out, you thinking you vibing, and next thing you know, you don't get a call or, you know, somebody start acting fine. It's just
Babe, somebody didn't call you back. You got
um
ghosts.
mm, actually I did. I sure did. I sure
They
did.
probably wasn't ready for the seriousness vibe that you brought, so they were scared.
They was scared. Or they was involved with somebody else and they probably shouldn't have been on that site anyways. I don't know.
Or they was trying to get the one nighter in and it didn't happen that way, so they had to delete their account and go back to their marriage.
That's true. It's all kind of different scenarios that could have happened, but yeah, that only happened to me probably one time. I mean, with somebody that I thought we was vibing. I thought that, we had a connection and then yeah. But hey, it happened. Everything happens for a reason because if that didn't happen, then, we wouldn't be here today, right?
Facts, big facts.
Yeah.
Oh, let me cut that up. Oh, that was the wrong one.
There you go. There you go.
I hit the brass on
There you go. But that's the past. But yeah, I'm definitely open to it, and you know,
So since you're open, I got some questions
okay.
Um, what do you say to guys or women? I don't know how it is for women, but when I'm going out, let's say I'm going out with like three of the fellas and we going to lunch
Okay.
at work.
Okay.
Three of them married.
Okay.
Two of the married guys envy the single guy.
Mm.
Two of the married guys feel like it's a routine with them. They in a marriage. It's less sex, more stress. And they kind of feel bottled up. They in a program. They in a routine. So, when you boyfriend and girlfriend and you vibing out, it seems like you care more about the vibes and how another one feel, and you constantly trying to keep each other up.
Right.
But it seemed like you take it for granted once you get married and you know you got that person. And I think the men feel that first. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right.
what would you say? What will be your encouragement for them to get married again after they did that and
Right.
it didn't work?
Well, I think, for me and you, we kind of can, let them know, like, hey, this is our second time around, right? Well, this would be our second time around. We've been in both positions where we've been married and we've been single. So I would just give them that, advice like, hey, you got to keep it spicy. That's what it is. That's what it all boils down to. I think people become complacent, start,
Yeah,
getting a
right.
routine and, forget about all the things that, they may have did in the beginning. So I think it's definitely important to still date each other, date nights on
Mm-hmm.
regular, try new things with each other, things like that. That's all things that would, help that complacency in a marriage. So those are my thoughts on that.
Well, you already know how I feel about that. I feel like you don't need a piece of paper to justify your love for one another.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like if it's already going good and we already tried it the first time, let's just ride it out.
Let's write it
This is
out.
just what I'm feeling. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, like I said, no,
Uh-huh.
no love lost or nothing. Like I know I'm with who I want to be with, but at the same time, it's like things change. Once that ink get on that man thing, it changed, bro. Like for real, it changes.
Yeah. Like I said, second time around, statistics show that second time around, things are going to be different. Definitely.
Is that right?
That's what I've
Well, I
heard.
do got a story, and I
All
already
right.
shared this with you. I'm gonna share this with them. Like,
Okay.
so I was working at an aerospace job, and I was working with a minister at the time. But the minister was like, "Cool." He'd give me the scripture side, and then he'd give me, I ain't gonna say the real side, but the worldly side.
Right.
But one thing he did tell me, and this was a fact in his life, he said the second time you get married is the best time.
See?
And this was a
There you
minister
go.
telling me this right before I got married. And he
Wow.
came to the wedding. I don't even understand. Like,
Oh,
that shit was
wow.
so deep. I'm like, damn, like I didn't even know how to process what he was saying. Like,
Right.
am I the exception? At the time, I had to be the exception
Yeah,
because I
definitely.
believed that
Yeah.
this was gonna work.
Okay.
You feel me? So I
Right,
wasn't,
right. No, nobody's going into the
yeah,
marriage
I'm not
thinking
going in to actually
it's not
get
gonna work.
divorced. You feel
Right.
me? So, but that did, like, it was always in my head when he told me that, like, damn,
Yeah.
you feel me? That was
Once
a deep
things
line.
started going south.
And he's still married to this day, and
First or second marriage.
second, like he said,
Wow. So
he
he knew.
said,
He told you. He's like, all right, go ahead and
he
do
gave
this.
me the game.
Get it out your system. Not get it out your system, but
Experience it, go through the,
experience.
you're right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
exactly. And then, yeah, if it works, it works. I'm sure he wasn't discouraging you like that, but
Nah, he was just giving real game. Like
right,
it wasn't
right.
discouraging at all.
That's interesting that he would say that to you right
That's what
before
I
you
said.
got
Like I had to
married.
really respect him
Right,
because he was a minister and he still is, and he gave me that game.
right, right.
And
Wow.
it made me look at him. I ain't gonna say different, but
Right.
it was real because I'm like, okay, he's preaching the word, but he still lived enough experience to kind of guide a young brother through his young adult life.
Right.
You
Yeah,
feel me?
that is a trip. I don't know what he experienced in his first marriage, because I know that there are certain things biblically that are grounds for divorce.
Mm,
But that may be another conversation, right?
that's another conversation, but
That's another
yeah.
conversation. But the fact that he would say that to you as a minister, I mean, yeah. Did he know, like, did he have any idea of your relationship
My
or your
relationship, I'm getting married at the time. Like
interesting?
it's not, you know what I mean? I'm not coming to work with that negative energy about the relationship.
Right, right.
You know what I
Well,
mean? So yeah, that's what that, I'm saying. The whole thing was deep.
yeah, that is
You know what I mean? I don't know if
definitely
he's seen something in my spirit or because
sending
at the
something
time
in
he
your
hadn't even met
spouse's
her,
spirit.
huh?
Oh, he hadn't.
No,
Okay,
like
okay.
he couldn't pick up on no bad energy in a relationship because we wasn't even around him. Like I work with him, he wasn't coming
Right.
around like that. You
Well,
feel me?
they say some people got that,
Nah, he had that.
sixth sense.
He had that.
So
That's
I
his
don't know,
thing. That's his thing. He had that
really.
gift.
That spiritual,
Yeah,
you know.
he was very spiritual with it. So maybe he did. I mean, obviously I'm here, so
Right. Okay. Right.
yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but with the get married thing, here's another thing I didn't discuss earlier. It's like so, the blended family thing. Like once you get divorced and then you do your single thing and then you meet somebody and you kind of like y'all mending families again. I think that's another big challenge,
It is.
and that's
Absolutely.
another dynamic that changes once you get married. Because once you get married, technically, stepmom and stepdad, and it's like,
Those
do the
in-laws.
exes want to still deal with the new, you know what I mean,
Right.
with the new boyfriend or girlfriend?
Right.
It's like a
Right.
lot of maturity that has to come with
Right.
that, and
Right.
some people just ain't ready for that.
That's true.
You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? So it ain't just about I don't love you because I don't want to get married. Like it's a lot of shit to go with this.
Right.
You know what I mean? You really got to be ready.
Yeah.
Or
I
take a
agree.
chance. You know what I mean? I ain't saying
Yeah.
you can't take a chance and try to fix it in the process, but you know what I mean? At this stage of life, it's almost like we should be masters at communication. We should be masters at working things out, and we should be masters about being mature.
That's true.
You feel me? So,
I think at the end of the day, you can't control what other people are doing or how they're going to communicate. So you just got to be responsible for yourself. So, you just got to be okay with, once you make that decision to divorce, separate, you just got to kind of be okay with that,
for sure, you definitely got to put on a different type of jacket.
You do.
You
You
know what I
do.
mean?
Yep. Because not everybody's going to be okay with it. So it's, but that's life. It's our lives and nobody's, controlling it but ourselves. So,
I mean, if you want to get on that, like, it's a lot of hypocritical opinions, in my opinion.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the minister, the preacher. When you speaking from a genuine place, you know what I mean. I'm gonna carry that for life.
Right, right.
But if you coming at it in an objective, and you don't even know everything type of spot, then I can't deal with you. I can't even respect your opinion
Right,
because
right.
they be biased.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are just some of the things that will hold me back. You know what I mean? The second time around, and for the record, you know what I mean. I'm not totally opposed of it. You feel me? You might just cook some of that.
Some of that what?
Some of that you be cooking some of that.
I cook a lot, okay?
You don't cook a lot. Don't even lie to the people like
Okay,
that.
let's go ahead and go down the
Nah, but
list.
the
Okay.
enchilada pie.
The enchilada pie,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Oh,
Yeah, you keep
okay.
cooking that up with them olives and stuff. You know what I mean? Them nigga might come
Mm-hmm.
home with a couple carrots. You know what I mean?
There you go. But I feel like all these points that you're making, um, that just because you're married versus in a relationship, it's still gonna be there. So what's the difference? Like there's definitely
You know what the
more.
difference is.
Well, you say that piece of paper going to,
Nah,
yeah, no.
not just that.
What is
The
it then?
expectations of one another.
Well, that's the problem. You can't have those expectations when you know that, it's not realistic. You can't have unrealistic expectations. I guess that's what I'm trying
I
to
didn't
say.
say unrealistic. I'm just saying like
But
when your boyfriend and girlfriend, like I said, you're doing things with each other, you're
right,
enjoying each other time, y'all know each other's special things, special spots, special food, all that.
right, right,
Then you get married, like you brought up that word complacent.
right,
And now you feel like, oh, I'm tired. I ain't got to do that no more.
right.
It's a marriage. We can go 2, 3 weeks without doing this, doing that. But you know what I mean? Like I can't do that a second time.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Like you
That's
got
like that goes back to what I said. You got to be sure, that that's the right one, but at the same time, like nobody's about to be like waiting around forever either, you know.
what are you waiting for? Because if you're already in a
Yeah.
relationship that's going good,
Yeah.
what do you feel you're waiting for?
Well, there are other benefits to marriage than just, you know,
Convince me. Give me three. Give me three
I
benefits.
didn't want to go into a convincing you of marriage
Okay, good question.
session,
All right, well, just give me
but
three good points
but
for real. Three good points.
okay. So, well, first of all, there's tax benefits, being married.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
That right
That's
there
one.
sounded like a
That's
financial,
okay. First of all, you asked me about three
and that's the
benefits.
first one?
That was the first thing that came to mind.
Taxes.
That's one thing.
The,
There's
the
also
first benefit you named for being married the second time around was taxes.
okay, that's one thing.
Am I
I didn't
tripping?
say it was in a
Am I
particular
tripping?
order, okay?
Ah, you
No,
see how
in
she
no
be trying to
particular
flip it?
order. No particular
Y'all see the
order.
flip.
I never said that was the first thing. You
You
told me to
named it
give you.
first,
Okay, that was yeah. So, anyways, number two.
and
See
you
now,
named number two. So is that not number one or
no,
what?
no, no. I'm saying in my list. Okay,
But you just said they're not in order.
they're not in
I'm
order,
gonna,
but
go ahead and let you rock, man. Do your thing.
wow, you
Number
tried to
two.
flip that on me.
Nah,
Okay,
number two.
okay.
Number two.
Okay. See, now you done made me forget what my number two was, but
Mm,
I'm gonna go ahead and say, okay, so we got taxes, you got health benefits that you can share with each other versus just having, benefits on your own or whatever. You can have dual coverage when you're married, right?
can you tell me you could do that as a domestic partner?
You can, but that's also a piece of paper.
Okay.
That's also something that has to be formalized, right?
That's not nothing that you sit in front of a priest or a church or
You're
a
right.
lot of people and take vows
You're
and
right. Well, that's something that we didn't really
you know what I
talk
mean?
about domestic partnerships, legal domestic
No, but that was one of
partnerships.
your benefits. I'm just saying that
Okay.
benefit is for both
Okay.
boyfriend and girlfriend.
I
Like,
got you.
feel me? So
Or a domestic partner that
yeah,
you
yeah.
okay, okay. So let's see. How about the main thing is what people always say, the quote to make an honest woman out of each other or an honest woman out of me, getting married is what God wants us to do, like we're not supposed to be out here shacking up and living with each other and doing all like that's
I
not
agree. I
okay.
agree.
So
That's the worldly part that makes that seem acceptable, but
exactly.
biblically, you are supposed to be married
Right.
and not shacking up. So
Right.
that should have been the first one.
Right. And it absolutely can be the first one.